Thiago is putting us live, so in 3 minutes we're live.
All right, I'm here. Can you hear me well?
Yeah.
Yes, can hear you well.
Fantastic.
We'll jump back on and pretend we were never here.
Cool, guys. Bye-bye.
All right. Aris, can you hear me?
Loud and clear. How's it going?
Doing great. Michael, can you hear me? You probably are still muted. Let's wait and see if we can hear Michael. Everything should work technically. Michael, can you hear us? If you are muted in StreamYard, you quickly have to unmute yourself there. Okay, well, guys, while we're trying to get Michael's mic to work, etc., let's see what's going on there. Maybe, Aris, you can quickly cover that in the group.
Yeah, let me see.
Good. Welcome, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Today is going to be a shorter stream. We're going to have a big stream on Wednesday, also again with Michael, where we do some demos of Shift. We're going to throw some tokens into Vibe, create some perpetual markets, and we're also going to announce something. So on Wednesday, there's a big announcement coming, and hopefully you all are going to tune in. And today we're going to list a couple of tokens. We're going to put in some trades. and we're going to talk a little bit about the market. I am just seeing that Michael has some connection issues, so we'll figure that out. As far as listings go, Aris and me just a couple of days ago claimed the first 31-day period of tokens listed. And for the 5 tokens that we listed each with 1 sol, which
Hey,
was
I was
roughly
muted,
between
was not
400.
able to actually
Oh,
restart that mic. Can you hear me now?
we can hear you loud and clear, Michael. How are you doing?
Oh, fantastic. I'm great. Apologies. Just had to restart this whole thing because I wasn't able to unmute. So here I am now.
No worries, no worries. Pleasure having you here. And we're going to dive into Shift in just a couple of minutes. Just quickly, some numbers. On the first day, we listed, I think, 5 tokens. We bought 1 sol each. Yesterday or 2 days ago, we claimed $52 in USDC. Plus, there were some tokens that had a token stack increase of a couple of percent. We roughly spent between $400 to $425 on those 5 tokens with 1 sol each. So very, very good return rates on the USDC. Plus, those tokens are being traded frequently. So very good listings. It just shows that like just with 1 or a couple of sol of something, you can create a very good APR here, which of course scales the higher the open interest or the higher the volume goes. With that being said, today, as I said, we got Michael here. We're going to talk a little bit about the launch of Shift and about the first week, basically, what happened there. And we're going to prepare for a big announcement on Wednesday when Michael is joining the stream again. We're going to list some tokens that I have in my wallet. We're going to add probably LP to 1 or 2 of them that are already listed. And we're going to put down a couple of trades. And then I, unfortunately, have to leave very, very early, roughly in a half an hour from now, because we all have meetings that come afterwards. So as I said, short stream today with Michael from Shift. So Michael, I'm currently sharing the Shift Twitter. For the people that don't know what Shift is, would you mind explaining it to them?
Yes, I'll be happy to. Thank you for having me, and thanks for giving me the stage. I'm Michael, one of the co-founders of Shift. Shift is an RWA token issuer, bringing fully backed stocks, ETFs, bonds, and other financial tools as native cryptocurrencies. We launched last week after a lot of work, both on the legal and on the tech side. So honestly, this company is existing for 4 years, and we've been in betas until now. And this is the first actual real product launch that we did to the public. So launched 6 leveraged ETFs, Tesla, long and short. The long is 2x, the short is 1x. Then semiconductor basket, 3x, both long and short, and S&P 500, 3x, both long and short. So this is the first batch of 6 assets that we've released. Yep, you can swap them on our website, or what you see is actually Jupiter in disguise. So it's all on Jupiter via RFQ system. I'll mention that there is a big advantage in the RFQ system because you do not suffer from impermanent loss. There is no actual AMM pool. You are buying and selling from a market maker that is working on ultra low spreads. We've paid them to be in place so that they provide the service 24/7 with the inventory that we provide. So it's important to mention it's really, really kept to be very, very stuck to the TradFi price. There is no depegging, there's no impermanent loss. I will also, just for the education's sake, say, of course, this is not financial advice, but if you choose to buy, note that night times have larger spread and weekends even larger. So just do use that system smartly. System works 24/7 and back to back with TradFi 24/5. The 2-day gap is done by our liquidity, and for risk, we need to actually spread that wider. And so if there's no actual movement that you recognize, we'd advise against buying and selling on weekends. But if you do recognize a move, that may be the only place that you can actually buy these kind of assets, right? So
Mhm.
this is why the 24/7 exists in terms of advantage. There's the disadvantage and there's the advantage. I want to put them both on the table.
Of course, and then it. Needless to say, guys, and I mean, we're gonna of course say it again. None of this here is financial advice. None of
Yes,
the
yes,
things that we
absolutely.
say we are doing, you should in any kind of form or way, like just, like basically ape after us. You should always have your financial position in mind. You should never listen to people on Twitter that tell you things to buy things or
Yep.
tell you to buy things. Always make your own due diligence, please. Just because you might know us and you might like us, etc. We are not your personal investment advisors here. We're sometimes saying things as we see them, and that might not be your buy signal. I'm just saying it, or sell signal. Just to get that out of the way, of course. But yeah, I mean, Michael, you're saying you built this for like 4 years, and now you finally are at the market. What's been the biggest like surprise for you when you guys went live? What's the maybe something that you didn't like factor in at all? And what's been the biggest maybe bottleneck or issue that you guys are currently facing?
Mm, not too many surprises, I'll be honest, because we worked in a way that we did a pre-registration campaign which brought in about 30 something thousand people, and we kind of anticipated what the conversion rate would be. And so currently standing on just a bit lower than 500 active users unique that are holding a total of, I think, 25K of inventory. And basically, we thought maybe the volume would be a bit higher, but we understand people are kind of touch and go and testing the system. Um, the liquidity is at about 20K per asset, so it's not anticipating huge buys and sells. We kind of open the gate, want people to touch it in, I'd say, low volumes,
Hmm.
and so no huge surprises. We know that retail is not, booming at the moment, so we didn't expect like crazy ROIs or something on the investment that we did on the campaigns. Um, but markets are there, people are there, the product seems interesting. We actually are hitting our targets in terms of KPIs, and except for that volume thing. But we continue and we're bringing more assets, so I can't have like I don't like surprises. I've anticipated like many different outcomes, but the general outcome that I thought in terms of numbers and people, and you know what the biggest surprise was? Actually, that we have a lot of people from the US. And I didn't think that that would be a thing because, um,
Well, you geo blocked
well,
them,
I don't know.
I guess.
We didn't. We didn't.
Oh,
Shh, don't say. We didn't geoblock anybody. And it's also available
okay.
on Jupiter, which doesn't geoblock anybody. So, you know, maybe
Wow.
my
Damn.
GC won't like it, but he knows, we know that anybody can literally buy it.
I'm
Okay, so
surprised
so
you guys didn't face
basically,
any sort of regulation issues around that by taking out the US. Sorry, by not taking out the US.
By not taking the US, you take less risk with the SEC that can basically say, hey, you're selling securities without a broker dealer license.
yeah,
We have a tokenization license in a few jurisdictions, but the US do not care about that. So,
good. I mean,
that was my surprise.
okay, okay. So good. I mean, that's the thing, right? I guess in crypto, where as in real life, where we're anticipating a lot, but most of the time, that's just how it is, right? It goes the complete other way. So it just goes to show that you anticipated right here, which kudos to you guys. So what's the next steps when we talk about, the next coming weeks, the next coming months? What are you looking forward to? Do you have internal KPIs that you say, hey, by July 31st we need to hit, or 30th we need to hit this number? Or is it more of a, well, I mean, let's take it step by step here and first see, right, where we'll end up maybe with all the feedback that we get, with the market behavior, etc.
I have KPIs and I have numbers that I've sketched out that, you know, after researching, after looking at the current market, after looking at my competitors, after looking at, all of DeFi together, I expect to reach XYZ within a couple of months. We have our season one running right now. Then we'll have another season, and then we will probably deploy our utility token, the Shift token, the TGE, of the actual governance token. And we do have to definitely, let's say, impress our community and investors. So we do have KPIs that we have put to ourselves. We expect to reach, and we have campaigns running and budgets running. So we're able to reach these KPIs. Um, I mean, everything in life is a moving target. I'm not one to fire someone because he didn't make his numbers, right? But um, we have a runway. We're a company. We're not living in ICO land 2018. We've raised 2.5 total. We have more incoming right now from a couple of investors that are looking, finalizing deals. So we need to hit we need to hit numbers before the money runs out. It's
Of course.
basically a startup like every startup that needs to raise and continue raising. I'll just throw some alpha. We have a lot of financial institutions that are looking towards us in terms of mergers or huge partnerships. So hopefully we'll be able to lock one of those, and then you want to kind of ride a whale. But I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, I mean, like, here's the thing. I guess we can dive in so deep right now, right? With burn rate, your customer acquisition cost, lifetime customer value expectancy, right? Or projections, and then actually, okay, like, what's the truth here? Um, uh, but I guess that's not the important part. I guess the important part is, what does the market do, and do you guys, um, uh, like, like, will be able to break through the noise? That's the biggest issue with that any project is facing. Vibe, you guys, anyone out there, is like, there's so much happening on Twitter every day in the crypto space. You have to somehow break through the noise,
I
right?
agree.
And I guess with getting those bigger partners, it's somewhat easier. But what's let's talk about that part a little bit. What's When we talk about GTM marketing, campaigns, etc., what's been your favorite part? Like, what do you like most about, getting a company online, growing it, scaling it? What's your favorite thing about it?
Um, wow, that's difficult because I am kind of an all-around player. I like to dabble with the product. I like the tech part of things. I hate when tech stuff is going on without me, even though I'm not like, a developer and hands-on. And I also do all the partnerships in the company, and that's my favorite thing, like talking to people and actually finding good people to work with. That's my thing. And then I love to be on all marketing calls, listen to the creative stuff. Usually, because I have about 20 years of experience in online marketing, I catch problems and issues, and that's also one of my fun things. Just not falling in the pits or making it better. And I sometimes have good ideas, but usually I just listen to others. Um, And that's, you know, that's kind of my thing. I just tend to be everywhere. And like, if people want to know what's going on in the company, they call me to ask what's going on. And just get on all calls and kind of get all the information together. Even though we also have a CEO and a COO, which are not me.
Hmm.
But you know, I'm kind of the let's dig into everything.
So okay, so you like you're basically just basically an operator, right? You just like to do things. You like to put
Yep.
your hands in the game. You like to put your fingerprints on stuff. And so how big is the Shift team when we talk about core team here?
I think we're up to 20 at this stage, and include the founders, which are active C-level, and then we have a marketing team, an internal marketing team, and we have the tech team, which is, yeah, I think we're about 20.
Great. I mean,
And also
that's
we have
like
an
actually
agency that we work with, so a few other peoples that are like outsourced
very interesting.
on
Very
top.
interesting. Cool. So, like, for the last couple of minutes here that we talk Shift before, I'm gonna start to list some tokens, and we're gonna maybe trade one or two. What's the final words basically, like the outlook or the roadmap? Anything special you want to share? You want to like have
I
in
want to,
the
yeah,
stream here?
I do. I do. I want to share two things. One, our next batch will include yield bearing products as well. We're looking at STRC, Stretch, and Strive, STRV, and
Mm-hmm.
other yield bearing, more kind of structured product, credit products, which are yielding, and all sorts of these, I'd say, more institutional type automatic solutions. Put your USDC, get yield, forget about it for as much as you like, and come back and get your capital, etc. And the other thing that I think is more interesting to the people here in the audience, and more fun for me as well, we're looking at the couple of IPOs that are coming up. We're looking at SpaceX, and I want to ask you something. How cool would it be to have the ability to short SpaceX while everybody's going long on it?
Yes, yes, yes.
So
I
this
like
is
shorting.
on my mind. This is on my mind. How can we get a short market for SpaceX as soon as it IPOs?
Yes, yes. Bring that on chain with with a spot market, and then we'll add another layer on top with more leverage, so people can have a lot of fun degenning around.
Yep, that's what I want to
That's
do.
that's gonna be fucking cool. Yes, I like
That's
that.
awesome.
Well,
I
yes.
mean,
Now that you
yes.
mentioned, I'm
So,
curious the price action for SpaceX on Hyperliquid, because they did put it up a bit ago, and Hyperliquid's actually offline right now. Oh, interesting.
ooh,
Oh
rare.
no, it says it
That's
isn't.
very rare. Yeah.
Maybe I'm just offline,
Oh, yeah.
but you guys can hear me
I
fine.
mean,
I'm not actually. That's weird.
yeah, we
Anyways,
hear you fine. We hear you fine.
Eh,
I,
Well,
I
while
mean,
you guys are checking that out, don't mind me. Please keep talking. I'm just gonna list some tokens, and we'll keep our chat here.
oh, that's cool. That's cool. Let's put it that way. I cannot, you know, give a full explanation on what is going on there, because in Hyperliquid, I mean, because they're not basically using any collateral, they're just using a price feed, which I don't know what the source is, right? Because there is no quote unquote price.
I believe that.
There's no market yet, but they still have
Yeah,
a price feed. So what is it based on? I'm kind of not sure, not 100% sure.
I believe it's actually just based on positions on Hyperliquid and whatnot, like purely speculation. There's no actual backing there, as far as I'm. Well, actually,
Mm.
no, because no. So I think no, it's fully speculation
Oh.
right now, and then when it IPOs, it gets attached to the real price feed, because that's what happened on one of their AI stocks, which wasn't which was pre-IPO. People are trading it.
So
It was dumping.
it's basically
Yeah, it was dumping
Sorry.
pre-IPO,
It's
and then it
basically
IPO'd and it gigapumped on Hyperliquid to match the price of the actual stock. If that makes sense, you can see what people are speculating on it before it IPOs, then it matches the actual. Yeah.
Interesting to see how that plays out, but it's basically, you're saying it's a free market. Like, whatever people price it right now is whatever the price is.
Yeah, which is a
That
really
sounds
cool.
a little
It's
bit
cool.
too free.
It is, because it allows you to kind of see, the fair, what people are valuing it at before it's out. And actually, I wanted to check to see what SpaceX is at now, because I remember pre-market. So also with Hyperliquid, it was quite overvalued, and I could see like what it's trading on Hyperliquid at that time versus what it was trading at pre-Hyperliquid, like on secondaries, primaries, what's going on in the private equity world before that, and it's trading at a premium on Hyperliquid. So it's, the valuation was I believe it's 2 trillion for the IPO, and it was going for like 2.4 trillion on Hyperliquid, and it opened and everyone longed it, right? And I felt more short on it, and I told people, and it did kind of have to go down a bit before I want to see what it's at now. But yeah, they do put a premium on top of what the IPO should be. I'm not sure the reason for that, but yeah.
So what is it
Maybe
valued right
risk mitigation.
now?
I'd
Like
love to
I
be
know
able
for pre-stocks, for example, right? Like Polymarket IPO is valued on-chain higher than it's valued off-chain.
correct.
So
Yeah.
what's
and it's the same with this.
It's the same with this. Okay.
Wait, let me, maybe I'll check another. I'll check, we'll go to variationals here. SpaceX. Okay, well, see, this is a bit hard because I don't know what SpaceX on. Okay, implied market cap 2.36 for, this is on variational.
2.36 trillion.
Yeah. And so it's also like, it's not going above, like right now the price is, maybe the all-time high was 6% higher than right now. The all-time low on this one was like 4.5% lower. So it's, doesn't seem like people really know what it should be at right now. It's just kind of floating, jumping in between. But yeah, interesting.
Very interesting.
So I mean, this one's also at a premium.
If the market buys, then it can run. Right?
I mean, to be like, we're in a very weird situation right now, right? Like inflation is super, super high in the US, literally everywhere in the world. And the stock market like just keeps shooting new all-time highs. There is a vast discrepancy between reality and like fucking Tabaluga land where milk and honey floats that the stock market currently portrays. Like the numbers the stock market is portraying is basically as everybody would just live with, just enough for everyone here. Like it's crazy how everything just shoots new highs. So the question is going to be, when those IPOs go live, something like SpaceX, right? That already, when like SpaceX would go live, wait, what is it, like Anthropic and OpenAI? If they have an IPO, they basically have 10% of the total stock value under these two. It's gonna either soak
Something is going to,
something is weirdly going to happen, right?
taken out.
Exactly.
No. The thing is, somebody has to sell one position to be able to buy these positions. So
exactly,
something's going to crash if this goes up. And this, it sounds like this is going up once again. Maybe yes, maybe no. But and the fun thing will be to short it, in my point of view, because everybody's saying, yeah, it's gonna blow, and then my question is, who is going to pay for that? What stocks are going to be the ones that are sold in order to buy this one? That is on my mind.
Probably people are gonna look for antagonists, right? Like what's like
Who's
directly
going to be
on the
harmed?
other side.
Who's going to
Like
be
what's,
wrecked from
like
this?
it's basically like you have the surplus products that get like something like a like super spike, like like the energy manufacturer, like the energy companies that control these
Second
data
wave, you
centers.
say.
It's yeah, exactly. The like in Germany we say Kupplungsprodukte, which means like a
Mm-hmm.
secondary product that comes
Yeah.
from the main product that derives of it, basically, right?
Like the hard drives went boom when AI went
Yeah,
boom. It's a secondary
SanDisk,
product.
etc. Exactly. So now the question is, what's on the complete opposite side, right? What's the direct antagonist to all those things that go up? And
Interesting.
I'm very like, here's the thing, like people would have to build that probably first, like what's the straight antagonist to it? So they will stray out into different routes, right? Like probably consumer goods, like when it comes to point of sale stores, will suffer even more because with all these AIs becoming more and more mainstream, like my mother is already talking to one of these AIs in her favorite fashion store, right? Because the AI knows like her size, etc. So like she's not going to a boutique and shop there. Like she has, she doesn't want to go outside. She has the AI she's talking to, and so far every clothes fit perfectly that she ordered there. So maybe consumer point of sale is something that suffers a lot from AI, right? Becoming so popular. And I think there's other like sectors in this space or like in general that will also suffer from it. Like everything that is direct to consumer can now have like a step in between where the AI just covers it. So I'm pretty interested in, there will be many new service products, right? Like shopping as a service. Now you don't need personal shoppers anymore. You can just have a personal shopping AI. Like there's this one AI that this lady made. It's called STAESTY. Basically put one picture in of you, and all the clothes that you check out in the stores, it just instantly puts on you, right? Like you can see yourself in all the clothes. So you don't need the people like bringing those things to you anymore, like in the store, right? You don't need to go to the store anymore. So like there's a lot of things that will come from this AI boom that probably all the traveling agencies are going to have huge issues now. Because once Airbnb and booking.com decides to like throw AI out there and go haywire with trip planning, your AI travel companion, planning your food and your allergies, and giving you the exact menu you want to go out to in the restaurant and in the rental car, etc., they're all gonna be fucking lost, right? So there's a lot of in like just in general, like big like industries that are gonna suffer from AI becoming so popular. So I guess that's where people will then flock to and will like sell out of. I mean, Warren Buffett is sitting on 400 billion of cash, right? He's completely out of everything, I think, now. So,
That's crazy, isn't
and
it?
like, if history has shown you anything,
I've
since
heard a lot
70,
of people
17,
advising to
bro,
do that.
Warren Buffett was alive. Warren Buffett was alive when America was founded, right? So, like, if history has shown us something in the last 200 something years, Warren Buffett was always right. Like 150 years ago, the man made trades that we can, just like be in awe about. So,
True.
again, no financial advice, right? But it just shows that certain
The
people,
Warren
and if
Buffett
these
token.
top, if these top people have and are scared about it, there's a reason, right? They're not just losing their intelligence because they're getting older or something, or their drive or whatever. Like a Warren Buffett, like is probably smarter now than he was 30 years ago. So if he pulls something like that, and a Michael Burry goes to Twitter and says, "Oh, by the way, Apollo is now raising 38 billion because they bought like a fucking 200 G something 200 chips from Nvidia and are just holding them." Right? Like there's an incredible amount of dark money just floating around with AI. And at one point it like is a big snowball that is rolling down the hill. So people have to be careful not to be part of it, basically.
Yeah. On the while you're going over that, I was looking a bit into the SpaceX and the demand for it. I don't know if you guys want to look at if I could throw
Yeah,
something
Tiago,
else.
can you switch the screen real quick to Aris, and then Aris can, like, we're ending the stream then on Aris' screen, because I have to jump in a couple of minutes here. 7.
Yeah. So on maybe I'll have to switch across a couple, but I was looking at this site's pretty much for secondary sales, like before a company IPOs. And I mean, if we see on, I guess I can jump across some different screens. So SpaceX, like right now on this one at least, and I believe it's pretty similar on Hyperliquid, it's going at 2.35 trillion. And the IPO, if you look at like the prices for it's a rough one. It's not like the S1, the public one for the filing doesn't show the exact like price per share as soon as it goes live. But it would be around at 800 billion valuation. It would be 421, 2 trillion. It would be around $1,050. But if
Jesus
you go
Christ.
to the actual like what's happening on the market right now, these prices are the lowest ask. There's actually no bids right now. So there's no one placing, hey, I want to buy SpaceX on secondaries at all, at least on this platform. And it's more liquid than most, meaning there's a lot of people, there's a lot of people wanting to sell and there's no one's taking it from them. All the listings as well they're all way above what it should be. Like, so if it is truly, $1,000 a unit at 2 trillion, then the lowest one's at 1,000. But it's also, it's not matching there's no sort of discount. There's no one actually bidding it or asking for a discount, which is a bit weird. And I'm seeing it from other, like I know some people that are they're wanting to sell SpaceX at like 1.25 trillion, which is however much off the IPO. It's quite a lot. And there's still no bids there. Like so that's the one thing is when I see it at a premium trading at 2.3 trillion, the actual market right now before it's going live, there's not really the demand that you see for like Anthropic or you see for Anduril, which are two other, really hyped up sort of.
Yeah, Anduril is my like here. That's something for you, Michael. Like if you can get us Anduril, like that would be fucking lovely because that is something huge.
Yeah, and
like
so you can see
once they're alive, that would be great.
Like this one, there's no listings, so there's no one has any to actually sell it. Anthropic would be a cool one to look at.
But I mean, we can like
I've
here,
seen
like,
some allocations running around on all of these companies.
yeah.
I mean, it's because the thing with private is getting the allocations. Now, we've been creating this network to get these allocations in the last couple of years. And at this stage, I have all the companies that you've mentioned. We have people that want to actually sell. So we could do tokens.
Interesting.
I love Anduril. Like, first of all, like, I mean, Palmer is a fucking legend.
I've seen this name come.
Right? First of all, Palmer is a fucking legend. Second of all, the company is named after the sword that Elrond gave Aragorn to slay fucking, who? We can't name the name. And then third of all, he just bought a bank and called it Erebor, which is like the huge mountain where the dwarves stored all their gold, right? So the man knows a little bit about movies, and he has quite a good taste, I would say. So Anduril is one of my favorite earlier companies you could get. I want to also bring a German defense startup into play here. They're called Helsing. They're out of Munich or near Munich. They're so fucking good. So if you guys are into defense tech, stocks, etc., of course there's Rheinmetall and there's Helsing in Germany. So check them out. They're probably gonna IPO soon as well, and they're worth quite a bit already. So there's gonna be some interesting companies that are coming that we now have the opportunity soon to trade on Shift and Vibe. So very, very good. Okay,
Totally
awesome,
agree.
guys.
I'm going to look into these. Please send me that name of the German company as well so we can check that
I
out.
will do that.
Super cool.
We'll do that for sure. Aside from that, we will end the stream now. I think I just listed 7 tokens or something from our partners. So with that being said, we have a little community builders program that we have already had the first 2 builders join. We have a new listing account on Twitter. You can check that out. It's fully automated with all the new listings. They're coming out daily. And we're, of course, going to supplement the old ones until we are basically up to date. We have another builder that is coming in to build some cool stuff on top of Vibe and for Vibe, a little tool, basically. So if you guys are interested, let us know. Check out Vibe, check out Shift. Follow both profiles on Twitter if you want to join the Vibe or Shift closed beta or beta with Shift. Let us know and reach out to Michael or me, and you guys can join that. And yeah, thank you very much, everyone, for joining us today. Thank you very much, Michael, for giving us a quick rundown on Shift. And on Wednesday, we're going to talk much, much more about it. Thank you, Aris, as always, for co-hosting this. And thank you, Tiago, for producing this, as always. You all have a wonderful rest of your day. And I'm looking forward to seeing you on Wednesday again. Cheers, everyone. Take care. And looking forward to Wednesday. Bye, Michael. Bye, Aris. Bye, everyone. Cheers.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers. Thank you very much, everybody. Thanks again.